but just want to show you guys how I find my trails, because I often get this question asked, where do I find places to go and how do I guess gauge how difficult or if it's accessible. Almost makes me feel like what I've done before wasn't a waste. Maybe it wasn't after all.
A speed recap before we jump into today's episode. So much happened since the last few episodes. I found a leaking CV right before arriving at BC Central Coast, Bella Coola. Yeah. There was also some family matters that required me to be back in Vancouver. Improvise, adapt. We switched gear and headed east to Alberta, passing the Rockies to attend the Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo, where I met the crew at 4-Wheel Auto Edmonton. They took care of my CV while I took a flight back to Vancouver for a week. By the way, Air Canada's new safety video now highlights all the provinces and territories featured. It's actually pretty cool to watch. I've driven through the Rockies many times, but this was my first time flying over it. Amazing mountain range from high up. By the time I returned to Edmonton, 4-Wheel Auto had already done a full inspection to make sure we're in excellent mechanical condition to face the journey forward.
Look at that, we have fresh CV axle. How fresh is that?
Not wasting one single second, I headed back west right away, spent the night in Grand Prairie, restocked on food, and here we are all caught up.
Just filled up some gas and look at that sky. It's holding up some rain. I hope it doesn't rain too bad right now. You know you have a hoarding issue when you've been in Canada for so long now, but still kept the shopping bag from Woolies. It holds a lot of stuff. So what I like to do usually after getting grocery while on the road is to prep them as soon as possible into daily portions, so when I'm out there hungry in a rush, I won't be still cutting them and seasoning them. So basically cut them and put in aluminum wrap with spice, and when I'm at the spot I'll just pop them in my air fryer and good to go. Just came out of the visitor center from Grand Prairie. Don't overlook these visitor center spaces. They have a lot of useful information. I grabbed some booklet for Tumbler Ridge and Alaska Highway and some other spots that I will visit after today. What did I step on? So I can take some time, quickly flip through it, choose a route, and we'll hit the road. I really don't have a solid plan right now, so it's sort of all in here. And as for me, the biggest thing is to get my magnets so I can collect them at home. So Tumbler Ridge is actually a geopark. It's one of the 5 geoparks in North America. It's because of its geological significance. There's a lot of hikes, a lot of waterfalls, and I'm just trying to flip it for you. Dinosaurs! And in the middle page, there is a flip out. Oh my god. Of all the hikes that you can do. I'm not sure how many hikes we're going to do because it seems to be raining, but just want to show you guys how I find my trails, because I often get this question asked, where do I find places to go and how do I guess gauge how difficult or if it's accessible. There's actually a lot of information in the local publications. And I use that in combination with Gaia GPS. So here we can see there's gravel road coming from this side, or you can come from Grand Prairie on top through a part of paved and then gravel. And now we look at where we are. It is a shorter distance if I go through the gravel road down here instead of going all the way up with paved road like that. So I will just go from here. And today I want to try to hit all these little spots. There's something called Titanic Rock that looks really cool. I already pinned it on my map. And this is where I want to show you the map layer called Top Notch Navigator. They only have it for BC right now, unfortunately. Just how much detailed it is. You see here, it has Titanic trails shown on here. Whereas if I turn off, let me just turn it all the way on so you can see it more clearly. It's already mapped in here with all the other little hiking trails, the waterfall signs, the little lodge, and all the things that are not included in the back row map book layer. I will turn that off. So now you see there's nothing. That's my saved pin. There's maybe just a little black dot, but it doesn't show you anything. And that hiking trail was actually BRMB hiking trail, which is a separate layer too. See, there's nothing, whereas the top-notch navigator layer has it. There's just way more information on here. Even if you were just to use this layer by itself, you can get way more information than not. It tells you, oh, there's a little campsite, two-wheel drive accessible, you can fish, there's a hiking trail, there's a washroom. Very, very useful. I'll put a link down below. So yeah, here's sort of my secret, not even secret, of how to find trails. But if you still do want to get my Gaia tracking with all of my waypoints, my photos taken along the track, it's in Patreon. Just patreon.com/overlandlady. I'll see you there. But if you do get it tracking, please try to keep it secret, because I know it's quite a controversial thing for people to share their location. But for things like this, Tumbler Ridge, it's quite published. Googleable, is that even a word? Googleable sightseeing adventure spot that there's really tons of information online or in the information center that you can find. It was a heck of a flat and boring drive, but we are entering British Columbia again. What sort of border crossing is this? It's turning into gravel road from here, but since it's not technical trail, we are not aimed out just yet. But I softened my suspension to level 1 just to give it smoother ride and reduce the bumpiness in the car, because something is going to take the shock if it's not the shock absorbing it. Planning ahead of time, it's great, but you'll never be able to truly appreciate the unexpected marvels of travel if you rely too heavily on your homework and ignore what's right in front of your eyes. The most vivid travel experience usually finds you by accident. I have no idea there is a plant up here. I guess I'm supposed to park lower down. What is all this anyways? I wonder if they have camera and they're probably looking at me too. Alright, I think I found a trail. There's literally a sign. Not only does bold spontaneity add a spark of adventure to your travels, it also reduces the kind of prejudice and preconception that might, well, limit your experience. The gift of the information age, after all, is knowing your options, not your destiny. Like flipping through travel guides and reading online reviews. It's nice to have a few waypoints in your folder labeled as want to see. But those who plan their trips with the idea of eliminating all uncertainty are missing out on the whole point of living home in the first place, don't you think? The willingness to improvise is vital. My plan has changed a lot, and it's going to change more as I adapt to the situation thrown at me. The goal of preparation is not knowing exactly where you are going, but being confident that nonetheless, you'll get there. I just have to take a stop here because I saw the sign. There is a mine right in here. Quintet Coal Operation. And if you see, it's Tech. Huge mining corporation. Okay, it might not mean anything to you, but when I was working in corporate in downtown Vancouver, the building right beside us is them. And there was part of our operation was that we were looking for gold mines specifically, and I was really looking into a lot of the mines in BC, or I guess in North America in general, and tech kept coming up. You can kind of see it a little bit in the distance. They got some huge building there. Even though I was working in a desk job in downtown doing something totally unrelated to, I guess, overlanding, if you were to say, is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, coming out here, you still see things that are familiar to you. This is almost makes me feel like what I've done before wasn't a waste. Maybe it wasn't, after all. To see this mine. Entry prohibited. Okay, we will not enter, but I just want to take a look. Can I just take a look? This is cool. I wonder if I publish anything here, if I'll get in trouble. But this is literally what you can see from the outside. Nothing really about them in secret. I think I should be fine. That was cool. Okay, another spot from literally the map again. Parked right there at the viewing spot. I can already hear the water. This is a waterfall. Can you hear it? It's so loud. And look at that rock formation thing. Rock slide formation. Again, I underestimated how big the area is and how much I can cover in a day. It's about time to find a camp for the night. Also, if you haven't noticed, keep the newly installed water port. Full Auto installed this for me. It's supplied by Smart Tent in Edmonton. They carry this thing. So you connect the shower head from there and pressurize it. It heats up under the sun, because showering is such a luxury when you're on the road. Before, when I plan my trips, I always have to stop by a motel once every few days just to get a shower in if I can't find lakes nearby all the time, and or if it's too cold out and the lake's water are pretty freezing cold up here in BC. And now with a shower next summer, I can go remote for a very long time. Okay, back to the car. Let's go find a camp. It's really cloudy, so it feels really late, but it's not. It's only 6:30. Set up camp. It's about time for dinner. It might be raining the whole day tomorrow. That's why I want to check out the falls and as much as possible today. I wanted to do more hikes around this area, but if it's raining, I'm not that hardcore of a hiker, I would say. Anyways, no matter how prepared you are, you can never predict weather. All I can say is do what you can control. Like I said earlier, get your vehicle checked up, make sure everything is mechanically sound, and plan your route. There's so many information you can find from local guides, especially in an area that you're totally new to. It's good to talk to the people at Visitor Info combined with your map books and Gaia or whatnot GPS system you have. And so we set up right under the mountain there. It is literally just out of the provincial park, so we don't have to pay for camping. My dinner's cooking. Have a good night. For women, for us, we will have to go on an expedition on foot to through the trees, through the muskeg, crossing rivers, behind some sort of hills, and still turn around, glance around, making sure we're in a fully safe area, free of any human eyesight, because we're about to become very vulnerable, butt naked, out in the wild. Sometimes Google Map really sucked. It was telling me to go through the road that was on my right, and then we are here. That's not even accessible. Come on, Google.